Hello world! This is the Impact Investing Show, where we think and learn about how to save the world and improve the lives of all conscious creatures by acting today and investing into the future. I'm Lennart Schelter, welcome to the show. So today marks the third and final day of the Future of Food conference, which I summarized here on the channel for day 1 and 2, which you can check out right here. And today is the final day, which we're also going to summarize. So let's hop right into the program. We started the day off with EQVegan, a European initiative aiming to offer courses and lectures and trainings to people working in the food industry in order to enable them to produce plant-based foods and to increase the sustainability of the current food industry. Next up, we had 3 company presentations. All of these companies produce plant-based products, so no cellular agriculture involved today. The first one is Revo Foods, who already have their plant-based salmon on the market. Then there is Juicy Marbles that have spectacular filet mignon, and finally Rib Foods that produce plant-based chicken. Dr. Rui Costa started by presenting EQVegan. EQVegan is an Erasmus Plus Sector Skills Alliance funded by the European Commission. Their objective is to support the fast-changing sector of plant-based processing by upskilling staff competencies. Nowadays, more and more companies want to offer plant-based products, and that created a skill mismatch. Meaning people trained in the old ways with conventional products do not have the skills necessary to produce these plant-based products in the same quality. So this is where EQVegan steps in by offering innovative trainings and support material to help the food industry transition to more sustainability, to more Industry 4.0 and overall to more plant-based production. They started by identifying labor market needs and conducting skill profiles around these needs. So now they offer European certifications, but also a skill assessment tool, an apprenticeship database, courses and lectures, partly online, partly in presence, all that good stuff in order to upskill people working in the conventional food industry. Dr. Costa explained the 3 main occupations defined in the European scheme: the food production operator, a food technician, and then the food technologist or food engineer. The initiative also identified 4 modules that will be taught to each of these 3 roles. Starting with plant-based processing, then innovative soft skills, you have digitalization and automation, and finally, of course, the green skills, which would be waste management and so on. So overall, EQVegan aims at offering options for you to basically upgrade your food production skills, from conventional methods to more innovative methods and modern plant-based processing approaches. They do this in many European countries already, with partners like universities, of course. And I personally think this is a great initiative because it will help the conventional companies transition more easily into more plant-based production, which is good for the sector overall. Next up was a talk by Robin Simsa from Revo Foods about the future of plant-based seafood. So Robin and his friends were unsatisfied with the options of plant-based seafood they could buy, so they started a company to offer exactly that: plant-based seafood and 3D food printing technologies. Their first product, the Revo smoked salmon slices, are already on the market since June 2021, and they were initially launched in Austria, but by now are available in Germany, Spain and Denmark as well. This is remarkable because the company was only founded in 2020, just 1 year prior. But what's so special about plant-based salmon? Well, for one, it's truly plant-based, and there are not that many options available right now. And the main highlight they pointed out is the superior texture of their product, making it really similar to actual real salmon. Their product formulation is based around pea protein, algae extracts, which I really like, and then some plant oils. In the presentation, they also showed their ideas for a fully automated production facility using 3D food printing, but also unveiled plans for their future products in the coming years, which would be a salmon and tuna spread, an entire salmon fillet, but also sashimi for sushi, produced in their own pilot facility. Next up was Thielen Travnik from Juicy Marbles, who talked about fancy plant meat, or how whole cuts can join the plant-based industry. Now, most of the presentations that we heard throughout the conference started with some form of the argument for cultivated meat or for plant-based meat and against conventional animal agriculture. But since most of you are already experts in this field, I skipped most of this in my summaries. However, Juicy Marbles had a really funny new take on it that I didn't hear before, talking about the cow-to-human ratio of soybeans. And this graph nicely shows how if you feed a cow 100 soybeans, only 3 of these beans end up for human consumption, which I think is a very nice visual explanation of the whole protein conversion efficiency problem. And Juicy Marbles wants to do their part to change this situation by producing plant-based whole-cut meats, namely the filet mignon, the most superior and most tender part of the cow. They achieve this by layering proteins into linear fibers in order to mimic the muscle structure. But they don't want to stop at mimicking, they want to improve on it. Now, with conventional meat, you are very limited in your creativity because you can only take what the animal gives you. But if you produce these whole cuts from your plant-based ingredients, you have a lot of flexibility in terms of fat content, for example, in terms of structure and so on. So there's really no limit to the creativity of the final products. The main ingredients of their filet mignon are water, of course, then soy protein and wheat protein isolate. Now, these are admittedly very basic ingredients, but they said that their intellectual property is really in how they combine and how they process these ingredients in order to achieve the product quality that they do. And one must say their first product looks absolutely gorgeous. They themselves are very proud of the crust, which develops quickly to leave the inside velvety and supple. However, they have not launched their product yet, so you cannot yet taste it, but they plan to launch in the next 3 months in Switzerland, and then it will also be available online. And finally, we had Sven from Rib Foods talking about chicken rich in plants, game over for traditional agriculture. Get it? RIP foods, rich in plant foods? Yeah, I guess you get it. Now, I must say they didn't reveal a whole lot about their product or their production process, but they do chicken, plant-based chicken. And supposedly it mimics the texture and flavor of real meat very closely and is very versatile. So in one of their videos you can see them make kebab-style shashliks, but also hamburgers, and of course chicken nuggets. But one thing I did learn about them is that they have a genuinely funny website. I really recommend checking it out, I really had a good laugh. They have shit like this all over it. Now make of that what you want, but I thought it's really funny. And with that, we have once again reached the end of this summary video, but also the end of the Future of Food conference. Today was the final day, but if you want to relive some memories, you can check out my summaries for days 1 and 2 linked up here. I hope you found some value in these summaries, so maybe give the video a like, do all the clicky stuff, you know the game. And if you want to subscribe and stick around, you can expect many more videos on cultured meat, on plant-based meat, but also on the investment opportunities in this space, which is really interesting, so that's what we're going to talk about on this channel. Until then, all the best and see you in the next one.